Today is a really exciting day. I'm at Chiara Dubey's house and I'm going to interview her for the Annabelization podcast. Come and check it out with me. Let's go inside her house. Hello! Can't wait to see her home studio. Wow! So this is where Chiara is making her new album and we can't wait to ask her all amazing questions. Ciao, Chiara! This is the Annabelization podcast with Chiara Dubey. I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Me too. Thank you for having me.
We're in her home studio right now. It's super vibey. Like amazing. There's like a glowing ball. I love it. And today we're going to unwrap a little bit about who Chiara is as an artist, what her process is, how she writes. And initially I met her because she's performed at Women on Stage in Zurich and she just had such a mesmerizing set. And every time I meet artists like this, I have to have a deeper conversation with them. So thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you.
So Chiara, tell us, how did you start doing music?
Oh, the big question. Well, honestly, I feel like I've always been doing music. I think my earliest memory is when I was a kid. I was maybe 4 or 5. On weekends, when my dad was home, he would cook chai tea in the morning. He's Indian, and I still have this very vivid memory of me turning on My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. It was my absolute favorite song. I think Celine Dion is the reason why I became a singer. Wow. She inspired me so much. Anyway, I would turn on the same song every time while the tea was cooking, and I would sing along with like full lungs, and I would scream. And there is like the last chorus. She goes up a semitone. She transpose, and there is this big finale feeling, and I would just crank up the volume. And I had like a shawl from my mother, a purple shawl, it was very beautiful, Indian, and I would pretend to fly with that while singing. And I used to do this ritual every Saturday. Wow! And it would really fill my heart, and I think that's where it all started. I just really loved singing. I used to sing for my my peers in the school, on the school bus with the it just was always so exciting for me, and I just loved it. And then, well, the thing is, I come from a family of scientists. They're all very academic, and they're both biologists, my parents, and then my aunt is a doctor, and everybody's very academic, and so for me, like becoming a musician as a job, it really didn't belong to my world. And so I went on studying, and I even had like I wanted to become a doctor at a certain point, and I was quite convinced about it. I thought, yes, this is what I'm supposed to do. It felt right. But then when I had to really take the step, okay, are we enrolling now in medical school? Something like, it felt like something blocked me. Yeah. And I just had to back off and say, no, I need to do music. Like, that's always been the answer for me. Wow. And so I eventually, I was playing the violin since I was 5. Wow. And how old were you when you had this blockage and you said, no, I have to do music? I was 18. Okay. So it was pretty late, actually. Like I started to really be devoted to music from the age of 18, because then it's when I enrolled in the conservatoire and I studied violin, because that was basically, I always played the violin and I was good enough to access a conservatoire study, and it was my entry key to the musical world. Okay. So that's what I did. It was not really I want to be a violinist, but more like I want to learn more about music in general.
Okay.
And so that was my path, and I got in Zurich, and that's when I moved to Zurich for.
Oh, okay.
And I that's when it all really started.
Okay, so that's how you came to Zurich the first time to study. And so you said your dad is Indian?
Yes.
So can you tell me a bit about your cultural roots and how you think maybe that influenced your music identity?
So my dad is Indian, and my mother comes from Switzerland, from the Italian part, from Ticino. So I was raised bilingual, Italian and English, because my dad moved to the United States from India when he was, I think, in his 20s for his PhD. And that's where he met my mother. My mother was also in the US for her PhD. And that's where I was created.
Yeah.
And I always had the feeling with my dad, he felt more American than Indian for a long time, for my whole childhood. I think that's also why he spoke English with me and not Hindi. I never learned Hindi. I never learned much about my Indian heritage.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the food. I can cook.
That's good already.
I look a bit Indian, more than Swiss. But I was always, like, Indian culture was always very far away from me.
Yeah.
I also never had a big connection or contact with my family in India. I have still a lot of people that are related to me, but I feel like they're strangers to me. Oh.
That's okay. She can be part of it.
Yeah, she feels a bit excluded.
No, she should be part of the episode. She's part of your life, you know.
Big part.
I'm sure she sits with you when you're creating.
Yeah,
and
she does.
And I bet she influences your creative process.
Yeah, she does. But anyway, so for a long time, India was a bit like that faraway place that is somehow in my blood, but I don't really know about. And just since a couple of years, actually since my past album, Chandani, I started to learn more about Hindi, because my grandmother in India passed.
Oh.
And she apparently looked like me a lot. Like, we looked very alike.
Wow.
And everyone always said that. And when she passed, it felt for me as if a connection was really broken.
Wow.
And as if I always had this fantasy of someday going to India, maybe for like 6 months, just to get to know her and spend time with her and learn about myself also, this part of me. But when she died, it was as if that dream was, okay, that's over.
Wow.
And I wrote a song for her in my album, Amma.
Yeah.
And for that, I tried to learn a bit of Hindi for the lyrics.
That's amazing.
So that's actually the first time that a bit of India came into my music.
Really? I feel like that's a song I would love if you could show us.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, so this really leads perfectly into a question I love to ask the artists I interview, and it's about how you use music in your life as a tool. This story about your grandmother, it's already showing me how deep music creation goes for you, because it connects back to, you know, if you feel like a connection is broken, then you want to connect with her through music. So I'd love it if you could tell me a bit more about how you use music in your life.
Well, I think for me in general, until now, music was always a way to elaborate certain emotions or things that are happening in my life that I don't know how to analyze or let out otherwise. And I think that music is like the perfect way for me of sharing myself in also a very vulnerable way, because I'm otherwise in general in life on the introverted side of things. I am not very chatty. I am not really good at making new friends. I have like a tribe of very trusted people with whom I can be myself, and I this is really so important to me. I love them so much, but it's hard for me to be free and completely myself with strangers or with new people. I'm not really good at that, and I find that through music instead I can share, because we all need to do this, right? We all need to share ourselves and share our story. We all want to do that, and music is my way of doing it. It's much better than talking or other ways, writing.
Yeah, no, I mean, for sure. I remember seeing you on stage and you seemed so connected to yourself. And it's like nothing else existed.
That's so nice. Thank you. I must say, like, to be honest, I told you like before when we met, performing is the moment for me where I truly feel beautiful. And I don't feel this a lot otherwise. I'm working on it a lot. I'm working on myself very much. But I always felt on stage to be like a sense of freedom and a sense of now I really allow myself to be completely me. Like, I don't need to hide myself anymore. I just can open up the doors and the gates and be whatever it is I am in my most beautiful way.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I'm really addicted to this feeling.
You know, it's so interesting to think about it sometimes, because you are in front of so many people, and you tell me you're introverted. And then when you're performing, even though it's in front of all these people...
I cannot explain it.
Right?
I know. I cannot explain it.
I know, but that's so interesting, because that's your way of being the boldest version of yourself, right?
I mean, if I were in front of the same audience, but I was doing a PowerPoint presentation, then I'd probably feel extremely awkward and ashamed. I would not feel comfortable. But because it's my music,
exactly,
and it's the way I chose to tell my story.
Yeah,
it feels very. I don't know how to. Just really comfortable for me, and I enter like a state where of pure energy, and I just love. There's the thing that I love the most is when I feel this connection to. Like, I feel that people understand. That they understand me.
Yes,
and they share the same emotion. There's like this thread connecting us, and sometimes you feel it. Like you probably feel it too as a performer.
Yeah.
And that's the most beautiful thing.
No, I'm really identifying with everything you're saying.
And it's not even about ego. I don't think so. I don't know, but it's not like I want attention.
No.
It's more like it just does me good to feel understood.
Yeah.
In a way.
No, but I mean, and I love this, the fact that you get into this state of pure energy. It's beautiful to say that. So in a way, music is your way of also getting into this state, right?
Yeah.
So how would you compare when you're producing at home and you're in your sound? How do you compare that feeling versus when you're on stage performing?
Well, it's different because when I am writing, it's not like every writing session is blissful. Sometimes it's hard to enter this state of flow. Like sometimes there are really amazing sessions where I feel like inspiration just comes and ideas are flowing, and it feels like you know exactly what to do all the time when you are in this state. But this state is rare. And most of the time, I decided that I really just have to show up and sit at my desk, look for ideas, try, erase. And sometimes it's just a bit frustrating because you don't always get to access this state.
No.
But you can how do you say? You can increase your chances by showing up, I think. So this is my challenge right now. I'm writing an album, and I honestly feel it feels a bit hard for me now to get new music out of me. Also because I feel more calm than usual.
Yeah, you were saying that to me before.
Yeah.
How you feel like it's also a phase in your life where when you were younger, you had more to urgently say, and to get off your chest. And now, because you're calmer and more serene,
which is great.
Then you it's harder to just write.
Yes, it's like sometimes I really sit there and think, I have nothing to say. But I mean, there are thousands of things to say and to talk about, of course, especially today. But the thing is, there's like the source I used to know. It used to come from within. It was this messy inner volcano.
Yeah.
Which was a big mess for a long time. And now, because even thanks to music, like music was like a therapy for me.
Yeah.
But now it's better. I'm doing much better and I am much more self-aware. The volcano is a bit sleeping now. And so I have to, I think, figure out new ways of being creative.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, basically music is, it's pushing you to find new ways to express yourself now.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
It has to.
Okay, and congrats on being in this process, right, of producing this new album. That's really cool.
Thank you.
We will be sharing, obviously, where to find it. And and what is the latest song you're writing right at the moment that you like?
Okay, so actually, it's funny that you asked. The last one, the one I'm working on right now, it's called The Deep, Deep Well.
Wow.
No, wait.
Remember the title already, The Deep, Deep Well. That is intense.
Because, well, it's about this topic.
Yeah. Because
I didn't know what to write about. And I thought, well, actually, this is what is keeping me busy right now. This that I don't know if I can access this well anymore. The deep well is this intense feelings that I used to have that I didn't know how to handle when I was younger. And that's where I used to go fishing for inspiration. And I felt like I needed this. I needed this deep well, which was also very, very painful sometimes. Like I had very dark times. And now I just wonder, like the track is about me wondering whether I am the same person or without this well. Am I still an artist? Am I still, a creative? Is there still something that I can give back to the world if this well is closed?
Wow. I really want to hear that song now. That's
but
super
still
cool.
It's a bit
No,
raw.
I didn't mean now.
Okay.
I just meant in general.
Okay.
But it's really interesting everything you're saying because it makes me think about myself also as an artist and singer-songwriter, because I also feel that with time and age that you start to pacify and then it's not the same writing anymore. And I definitely think, obviously, you still have so much to share and to say, but this is interesting. Like, what kind of messages do you feel like you're trying to give to your audience in general? Like, when you make your music, before you said you would, look into your emotions and say what you're going through. But so, what are you trying to convey to your audience with your music? And maybe this is changing now.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it has to change.
Yeah.
I think, and maybe it's even good for the music, because I don't want to rewrite the same music over and over again. I want something new.
Exactly.
But yeah, I still have to find a new recipe to be just as creative without needing to fish in the deep well.
Yeah. But so how do you feel like you could, if you had to describe what your music does to people before when you were fishing from the deep well versus now, how would you, what do you observe in the difference of the effect your music has on people?
Well, I think maybe before the music was just like me, sorry for the wording, but vomiting out my emotions.
Yeah.
And just needing people to listen to how I feel.
Okay.
And maybe it already started with my past album, but I right now want to maybe share with, or like take my audience with me on a better path. Or like not a path of this is painful, let's go there together, but like there is actually like this is nice, let's experience this together.
Wow.
The last album was very much about self-growth and learning to love oneself. And I really wanted people to find that in themselves as well.
Yeah.
Through the music. Like a sense of peace as well.
Yeah. So this last album you made was about learning to love yourself more.
Yeah. Like coming from a dark place and
Exactly.
finding some more lightness.
And now you have, in a way, because you're telling me you're calmer and it's better.
Yeah.
So you've taken your own lessons and advice from your last album. And now what is your new album about?
I don't know.
Not yet.
I don't know yet. No, I'm exploring. I am trying out. Like I did write a few tracks or some drafts, but there is no big concept yet.
Yeah.
Like I don't know yet. And honestly, like with my past 2 albums, it's not. It never was like this that I decided this is the topic. Let's write 12 songs in this topic. But it was more. After a while, it just crystallizes on its own. You kind of figure out, actually, this is what is happening.
We can say bye now. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Chiara.
much for listening.
Thank you for inviting me.
Bye.
Bye.